Hello folks, and welcome to Stretching with a Trainer. My name is Chris Kading, and today I'm going to take you through a wonderful stretching routine. The whole goal today is getting our body to relax. We're going to go from head to toe, trying to relieve any tensions that we're feeling throughout the day, just in our lives in general. Now, I do have a quick rule of thumb for all of our stretches. Usually with these, I have people hold them for a nice 20 to 30 seconds. Now, if you'd like to hold them longer, you can. And then also, this is probably the most important rule, absolutely no pain. These should be nice and gentle. And if you're feeling pain, you're probably pushing too far. We're trying to get our body to relax. And then the final point I want to make is make sure what you're focusing on your breathing. We want our body to really relax and release and extend ranges of motion. Okay, but before we get started, what you will need is a yoga strap or a belt. When I would do these stretches on my own, I would actually use my dog's old dog leash. So anything like that that you have, please pause the video and go grab it, and then we'll get started. Okay, so first we're going to start with just some gentle movement in our neck, and then we're going to stretch it out, okay? So what I would like you to do, hands by your side, ear to your shoulder, and gently start bringing it back in the biggest circle you can. Now each of these circles should take about 20 to 30 seconds around, just really finding out where you're tight. And if you find a particularly tight part, just go ahead and pause and then continue around. Now bring it back. Nice and gentle. Okay, next we're going to go ahead and start pulling from different ends just to get ourselves into deeper stretches. So what you're going to do here is you're going to place your hands behind your back. I would like you to grab your left wrist with your right arm and pull it down. Now what you're going to do here is take your right ear, bring it to your shoulder, and just stretch. Let that neck relax. Focus on your breathing. Big breath in. Now the reason why we're pulling down on our wrist is because all those neck muscles attach into the shoulder, and when you pull that arm down, you're pulling that shoulder down, so now we're getting a stretch at both ends. Okay, go ahead and switch sides. Grab your right wrist with your left arm. Then go ahead and take your left ear and bring it to your shoulder. Okay, now we're going to do a couple of different ones. Now what I would like you to do is go back to grabbing your right wrist with your left hand, or excuse me, left hand with your right wrist. Switch that around. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and do a couple of different ones. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and do a couple of different ones with our neck. You're going to go ahead and grab that left wrist with your right hand again, pull it down. Now I want you to bring that ear to your shoulder again, your right ear to your right shoulder. But now this time, try to rotate that neck and look at the ceiling. Let's go ahead and switch sides. Grab that right wrist now and pull it down. Ear to your left shoulder. rotate and look up. Okay, let's just start feeding some good movement into the shoulders, rolling it around. Okay, we're gonna make our way into our chest and into our shoulders next. You're gonna take your hands, you're gonna place them behind your back like so. You're gonna place your chin up towards the ceiling, stick your chest out, and then reach your arms back. Now, if you do feel any compression in your low back, just try not to arch so much, or even pull that belly button in just to support the spine as it bends backwards. This one's very important if you find yourself in a profession where you're sitting at your desk a lot. The chest and the front of the shoulders will get awfully tight. All right, relax that, roll those shoulders around again. All right, next what we're gonna do is start stretching into the rotator cuff. We're gonna take our strap, we're gonna fold it in half like so, hold kind of towards the top so you make this little loop. You're gonna slide one hand through the loop, place it just above the elbow, then you're going to tuck that hand behind your back like so, just behind, not all the way across, but just behind the back. Make a fist so it rolls easier. And then you're going to take that strap and pull it forward to start getting a stretch in the back of the shoulder. Okay, go ahead and relax that. Keep your loop. Now do the other side. Remember, it's just above the elbow and the hand is just behind the back, kind of on the side. All right, now pull that strap forward. Now if you notice, I don't pull from the very end of the strap. I pull pretty close to the elbow. And when you do this, try to remember that you're pulling that arm straight out, not across the body. Okay, let's go ahead and just more rolling into those shoulders. Next, what we're going to do, we're going to start making our way down to the ground. And we're going to start with some more stretching for our shoulders and get into the back. Okay, so for the first stretch, what we're going to do is we're going to be on our knees like so. Knees out, heels are in towards each other. Hands are going to go down into an all fours. We're going to tuck our chin like we're doing a cat position. And then you're going to round out and sit back onto those heels and really reach forward with those hands. And just letting our body relax. I'll show you one more time, this time from the side. And just slide those hands further if you like more of a stretch. All right, come back up. Next, what we're going to do is start getting into the sides of our back, into the lats more specifically. Starting on all fours in the same position you were just in. You're going to take your right hand, place it over your left hand like so. You're going to tuck your chin and round out your back.
and sit towards the right side. Still trying to push that back up towards the ceiling as those hips shift to the right. You should be feeling a stretch go down the right side of the back. All right, come back up. Let's go ahead and switch sides. Left hand over right. Round out your back and sit back. All right. A couple more here, and then we're going to start making our way into the lower body. Okay, so this next one's going to work on some rotation of the spine. You'll even get a little shoulders here. So starting in an all fours position, kind of like how we were, I would like you to put your left elbow down with your forearm going across the body. Okay? Next, what you're going to do is put your forehead down onto your forearm. You're going to take your right hand, you're going to reach under your belly and roll under, allowing your head to roll with. And you're just out and reach. All right, let's switch sides. This one I will do from the side for you to give you another angle. All right. This one, right elbow down, forehead down. With your left hand, reach under and rotate. All right, come back up. Now let's go ahead and go into a full kneeling positions. We're going to stretch out our hip flexors. So starting in this kneeling position here, we want to make sure our hips are nice and squared forward. We're going to tuck our hips in, kind of keeping our chest elevated. Now from here, we're going to guide that front knee forward, letting our hips drop in. Just let the weight pull down through the middle. Should be feeling a stretch going right into the front of the hip. This one is also a very important one if you have a position of work where you sit a lot. And just in general, humans do sit a lot, more than ever. So this is a very important stretch to open up the hip. It's an area that gets tight more often than not. All right, let's come back up. Let's switch sides. Tuck those hips and guide that front knee forward. Good, bring it back. All right, let's start getting into our hips now. Now I'm going to show you this going straight on at the camera so you can see the angles of my hips. Now, we're going to lay back nice and flat. We're just going to take one knee, both hands around the knee, and pull it straight up. To try to get a stretch going right down the middle of our backside, so in the glute area, those butt cheeks. Good. Now what we're gonna do here, we're gonna take both hands, one hand on the knee, one hand around the ankle, then you're gonna pull that knee up towards your shoulder and rotate the hip. This should start coming more towards the inside of the hip, closer to the groin. Let it down. Now what we're going to do is take the knee and pull it to the opposite shoulder. So pulling from here, across the body, but not letting the hip come off the ground. So we're not rotating all the way over. We'll actually be doing that in just a moment. Alright, bring it down. Let's go ahead and switch sides, starting with the first one. Both hands around the knee and pull it straight up. Alright, bring it down. Now let's go ahead and grab one hand on the knee, one hand on the ankle, and pull it up diagonally to the same shoulder while you rotate the hip. Alright, bring it down. Now knee to the opposite shoulder. Alright, bring it on down. Okay, last stretch for the hips, and then we'll work on some rotational stuff, get into the hamstrings, and then finish with our feet. Okay, so this one is called the pigeon stretch. If you're familiar with yoga classes, it's a very popular one. You're going to start in all fours. You're going to take your right knee, bring it up to your right wrist, rotate the hips, and now your right heel is next to your left knee. Once you have that position, you're going to slide that left foot back and just sit back and trying to let your weight drop straight back into that stretch. Back, hands down, slide the legs back to their starting position. Now let's do the left side. So left knee up by the left elbow, left heel by the right knee, then slide the right foot back. Now if you do need to still use your hands to kind of balance yourself, that is okay. Okay, bring it back. Okay, next what I would like you to do You're gonna lay flat on your back, legs out straight. Arms are gonna be out like a T. You're gonna take your right knee, bring it straight up, grab it with your left hand, and you're gonna keep your shoulders anchored to the ground and roll nice and gentle those hips over towards the left. Now if your shoulders start to lift like that, you've gone too far. Just getting a nice stretch going across the low back and even the hip. Okay, rotate back nice and gentle, and switch sides. Okay, bring it back. All right. Next, we're gonna get into those hamstrings. You're gonna take your strap now, start in a seated position, bring it up over your right foot. Now it's closer to my toes than it is my heels or my arch in this. So you're gonna go ahead and lay back, and you're gonna pull this leg up nice and straight till you start to feel stretch going down the back side of the leg. Now you might get a little bit in the calves, and that is okay. It's always nice to get everything stretched out in that lower part of the posterior chain. And we're just going straight back. Okay, now from this position, keeping your hips touching the ground, I want you to take that leg and pull it across the midsection. When I switch to the other side, I'll do it at a different angle so you can really see the direction of the leg when I bring it across. Now when you change positions, you're still pulling that leg up towards your chest. Here we should be getting a stretch going down the outside of the leg, maybe even the outside of the calves, really stretching out this IT band area. Okay. Now let's bring this leg out to the side. Get it into the groin and the inner hamstring. And still remember, pulling up this way. Okay, let's switch sides. And I will go ahead and change angles so you can really see the different angles I get to in my leg. Okay, lay it on back and pull straight up. Okay, bring that leg across the body, but don't let that hip roll off. Okay, now bring that leg to the outside. Okay, and relax there. All right, last final stretch we're gonna do is for our feet. So we're gonna kind of bring our feet back under us, like so. So I wanna make sure my toes are bent here, getting some nice flexion in those toes. And then all we're gonna do here is try to sit back as far as we can tolerate and just let the weight push through our feet. Now, if you can't go down very far, and you would like more support, you can put a foam roller under you, a big pillow, just something to kind of lift you up so you can really control how much weight you put down into them. And remember, we're just trying to let our body relax, just like every other stretch we did. All right, come out of that. We're going to wrap up today's class with some parasympathetic nervous system activation. Remember, this is the rest, digest, and recovery part of your nervous system, and it's great to get into after any workout. So if you found any value of any of these stretches, right when you're done with a good workout, doing these long stretches will start to activate that parasympathetic nervous system. Now, this last part of the routine is from the Associative Awareness Technique textbook. It's all about just letting your body realize that there's no more threat and it's time to relax. So, we're gonna go ahead and lay flat on our back. What we're gonna do here is place our hands to the side. We're gonna spread our fingertips nice and wide. Then we're going to rotate our head to whatever direction you'd like. And then from here, I would like you to lightly bite your tongue and then curl your toes. Now, once you get into those positions and you got all that activated, I want you to grab something in your mind, something happy, whether it's someone, something, a memory, somewhere, some plans that you have that just makes your soul sing. Once you have that, go ahead and close your eyes and just visualize. Now go ahead and take 3 to 5 really big deep breaths, feeling the lungs fill with air and then deflate. Okay. Thank you for joining me today with a Stretching with the Trainer session. My name's Chris Kading. I look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thank you.